How can I forget comparing the OnePlus 8 versus the 8T overall? I mean, no one let me forget that clearly. Hey everyone, Mukul here. And enough with the OnePlus jokes now. 8T is not 80. But YouTube's automated captions got no time for that. Let's start with the major differences here. The first difference is that the USB-A to USB-C cable is gone in this box. So if your laptop or desktop doesn't have a USB-C port on it, then better buy a new cable now. I mean, it will be cheaper than upgrading your system or buying a new laptop. Also, the cable is slightly thinner on the OnePlus 8T. The design of the 8T pretty much feels like a downgrade coming after the OnePlus 8. I did share about it in my unboxing video, so if you're someone who never puts back covers on their phones, then you would be pretty disappointed with the OnePlus 8T's back panel. Unlike the OnePlus 8's matte finish, this one is glossy and actually it feels like a bit plasticky. One of the worst ingredients for a design in 2020. But yeah, not as worse as the ingredients which are there in the COVID-19 virus. But yeah, apart from that, from all the other angles, both the phones look identical. I mean, the side metal frame feels as if it is exactly the same, but yeah, the volume rocker key feels a little bit softer on the 8T. As on the OnePlus 8 which I own, it did feel a little stiff. But yeah, the other major difference is the flat screen panel, which is of 120Hz on the OnePlus 8T. But I gotta say, this flat screen is smarter than your usual average flat screens which you witness daily. The very slight curve on the flat screen panel of the 8T makes it feel like at home. And as you are anyway already home, like most of us, this makes it the whole square of home. What? But the quality of this 120Hz panel is definitely slightly better. Because it's slightly better, the shadowy spots which actually turned quite dark on the OnePlus 8 screen will have more details and structure to it on the 8T's panel. I mean, do not think that the screen on this is anything flagshipy, but really for most of the consumer, it will be apples to apples comparisons. To me, the difference of 120Hz and 90Hz in general usage isn't that apparent, as I keep my animation speed at 0.5x and I don't game at all on my phones. So whatever slight smoothness was there on the UI at 120Hz is mostly gone thanks to me being this super impatient human being. Bot. And there was this apparent white patchy spots at the minimum brightness on the 8T screen, which is not there on the 8. I mean, there is literally nothing to worry about here. All the different screen panels behave a bit differently anyway, but I'm pretty sure many of you wanted to know about this, so here it is. And if I compare the performance, the multi-core performance is a bit better on the 8T by, let's say, 5%. So that extra cooling and those extra presentation slides meant this, I suppose. The battery performance I felt are more or less the same of both the phones. I get a solid 5 hours of screen on time on the OnePlus 8 with tons of apps installed on the phone. And with the 8T, I get around about the same. But I feel as the 8 has been aged for over a few months now and the 8T's battery is brand new, the performance will definitely get age deprived soon as the time progresses on the OnePlus 8T. OnePlus 8 runs at 90Hz and the 8T at 120Hz, but even with that 200 mAh more battery capacity, the higher refresh rate and a brighter screen will definitely hamper the performance of the OnePlus 8T's battery. So good thing we have the 65-watt charger which comes with the OnePlus 8T now, and the battery is also split in two to preserve the longevity of the battery's health. So first you cut something in half and then hope it has a long life as you burst their ass with even hotter flames. Yeah, right. So yeah, the other huge difference, which apparently was the main marketing material for the OnePlus 8T, is the ultra fast charging at 65 frigging watts. It charges the phone from 15 to 100% in just 35 minutes. I mean, that is freaking insane. I mean, it is so insane that even the insaniest of people went insane after using it. I shared my thoughts in a video for whom this absolute fast charging is necessary though. And yeah, like that slight boost in the multi-core performance, there is a definite improvement in some aspects of the cameras too. The low light shots are slightly better processed on the 8T. I've shared a thorough difference of both the cameras on both of these phones in a previous video. I will definitely put the links in the description below. Where else would I put them? Both the phones have stereo speakers on the top and bottom of it. Where the OnePlus 8 sounds a little richer, the 8T sounds a little wider and hence maybe slightly louder. I mean, it's really hard to measure the slight differences in the max volumes here, but here you go anyway.
Take it slow.
So now coming on to the softer side of this phone, which is the UI, there are few visible differences. A couple of them being the calling screen and the dialer. They have a totally different UI on the OnePlus 8T.
This call is now being recorded. Call recording has now ended.
But the call recording on the OnePlus 8T will scream that it is recording, so forget being that clever silent killer during one of your highly sensitive calls, which doesn't happen on the 8 though, which is in my opinion is obviously better. The stealth on the OnePlus 8 is 10 out of 10. The face unlocking animation is different on both of these phones too, but the overall usage is quite similar and the speed of unlocking is also quite similar. You get the same Oxygen OS and blah blah, and hence the user experience is absolutely the same on both of these phones. The other future difference both of these phones have is that obviously the OnePlus 8T might just get one extra Android update in the future as compared to the OnePlus 8, as the OnePlus 8 came a little bit earlier. So yeah, apart from these few differences, there is nothing much extraordinary different on both of these phones. They are both almost similar phones and hence they are still closely priced. They definitely boosted the charging speed on the OnePlus 8T, but they may have done some budgeting on the flat screen on that phone. So overall, both of these phones are extremely good and I would recommend both of them to you. If there's any confusion between any of them, you just have to pay twice the amount, or you can actually save all of the amount and send that amount to me. Just saying. Let me know if you think I missed something. I will try to answer that too below. I will use the OnePlus 8T for a few more days before pushing a final review of it. I mean, there is not much left to say about it, but a proper usage review is worth the wait nonetheless. So do leave a like and sub with the bell if this video helped you in any way. That's all for today folks. Stay safe. Mewbot out.